brave hearts, nation celebrates Vijay Diwas, marking 20 years of the Kargil victory. Commemorative functions held across the country. And Sri Lankan pacer Lasith Malinga takes wicket on last ball of his ODI career. Sri Lanka beat Bangladesh by 91 runs in the first ODI. Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju receives Special Olympics International Football Championship torch, says government will fully support special athletes, announces cash prizes for special athletes. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma with you once again. In news just coming in, the Enforcement Directorate has arrested businessman Satish Babu Sana in the Moin Qureshi money laundering case. Sana was arrested late last night by the ED under provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. He is expected to be produced before a special court in New Delhi today. The ED had registered a criminal case under the anti-money laundering law against Qureshi in 2017 for alleged corruption in connivance with government officials. It was Babu on whose complaint the Central Bureau of Investigation had registered a criminal FIR on charges of corruption against its former senior officials Rakesh Asthana and Alok Verma. And in other news, Karnataka BJP stalwart B.S. Yedurappa has been sworn in as the Chief Minister of the state for a fourth time. Yedurappa alone took the oath, succeeding H.D. Kumarasamy 3 days after the fall of the 14-month-old Congress-JDS coalition in a floor test. Governor Vajubhai Vala administered the oath of office and secrecy to the 76-year-old Yedurappa, credited with leading the BJP to its first ever government in the South in 2008. Immediately after the swearing in, Yedurappa made 3 big-ticket announcements. The first, his government will face a trust vote at 10 a.m. on the 29th of July. It will then present the finance bill. He announced 2 additional installments of 2,000 rupees for beneficiaries of PM Kisan scheme. Meanwhile, in Delhi, blaming the Congress-JDS coalition for its failure, BJP working President JP Nadda said the coalition government crumbled under its own weight. He further said that the party will provide a stable government in the state under the leadership of Yedurappa. And Lok Sabha recorded yet another productive day yesterday with the passage of the Companies Amendment Bill 2019. The bill seeks to amend the Companies Act 2013 and to strengthen corporate governance and compliance framework. Further, the amendment seeks to benefit law-abiding corporates while simultaneously plugging gaps in corporate governance. During question hour in the Lok Sabha, Union Forest and Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar said that 58,000 crore rupees has been spent in the past 5 years to set up sewage water treatment plants in the country. He added that the ministry is supplementing the efforts of states in abatement of pollution in rivers under National River Conservation Plan. In reply to another question in the Lok Sabha, Union Health Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan gave details of efforts made to contain the health crisis in Muzaffarpur due to acute encephalitis syndrome. He said the government is ensuring adequate steps in dealing with encephalitis in Muzaffarpur. The minister added that a super specialty hospital is ready in Muzaffarpur, which will be dedicated to the nation by the end of this year. And working president of the BJP, JP Nadda, on Friday presented the report card of the first 50 days of Team Modi 2. Addressing the media at the BJP headquarters, he said that though 50 days is not a long duration, the government has made impressive progress on the path of development. In his address, Nadda said that the government has taken important decisions for development. He assured that the government's Har Ghar Jal scheme will provide water in every rural household by 2024. 1,25,000 kilometers of roads will be laid under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. The government will invest 100 lakh crore rupees for infrastructure development and has taken several initiatives for betterment of labourers, which will benefit almost 50 crore labourers. He said the decisions taken by the Modi government are for the benefit of everyone.
इस छोटे से अवधि में 50 days में 44 labor laws have been reduced to 4 codes. एक code for minimum wages, code for legislative protection of the minimum wages. There is a code for working conditions of the laborers, कि वो किस तरीके working conditions में उनकी safety और safety के साथ साथ उनका health checkup, ये सारी चीजों को किया गया है और इससे 50 crore workers will be benefited. 50 crore workers इससे benefit लेंगे.
And Lok Sabha MPs cutting across party lines condemned in one voice Samajwadi Party MP Azam Khan's remarks against BJP MP Rama Devi when she was in the chair in the lower house during a discussion on Triple Talaq Bill on Thursday. Leaders from all political parties termed the remark as inappropriate. MPs were united in demanding exemplary action against him. After hearing the members for nearly an hour, Speaker Om Birla assured members that he will hold a meeting with all political parties and take a decision. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi said the Lok Sabha Speaker will seek an apology from Azam Khan and action will be initiated against the SP leader if he fails to apologize. In other news, India reiterated its focus on counter-terrorism and reformed multilateralism at the BRICS Foreign Ministers meet in Rio de Janeiro. Representing India at the meet, General Vijay Singh called upon BRICS to take action against all forms of terror-supporting acts. India also raised the issue of reforms of multilateral bodies, specifically the UN Security Council. Both these issues also found a place in the joint media statement at the end of the meet at Rio.
A great amount of work has been done in BRICS where counter-terrorism is concerned, and especially by Brazil in the last almost a year of its presidency. And terrorism is one issue which concerns everybody in the world. So we emphasize that. We also emphasize that restructuring of the United Nations as such, various organs, and to bring it in sync with the realities of the world today in terms of representations, in terms of how various regions who remain unrepresented as part of the Security Council structure. So we said that the BRICS needs to take this issue more positively.
India and Brazil also held bilateral talks on the sidelines of the meet and discussed a range of issues including cooperation in science and technology and agriculture.
During our bilateral meeting with the foreign minister, we also built up on this in terms of relationship between Brazil and India, how science and technology needs to be taken forward, how agricultural cooperation needs to be taken forward, how both India and Brazil can benefit from it, and we exchange views on how things are today in our neighborhood and in Brazil's neighborhood.
The Brazilian Foreign Minister commended India for raising the issue of disaster-resilient infrastructure in the BRICS forum.
We want to discuss more in depth our respective views of any international issues of concern to us, which is basically all, because both Brazil and India have a global presence. We want to go more in depth about security issues, about how we see the Middle East, how we see the question of Latin America and South America, multilateral trading system, WTO, reform of the WTO. We want to touch a little bit on all of those issues where both Brazil and India are key players.
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio this Sunday at 11 a.m. The Prime Minister has been raising various important issues through the monthly broadcast, which is aired on the last Sunday of every month. And our news from Jammu and Kashmir, a gunfight is underway between terrorists and security forces in South Kashmir's Shopia area. It began this morning. Security sources say that an encounter ensued after a joint team of security forces launched a cordon and search operation at Bon Bazar Beg Mohalla area of main town Shopia in the wee hours today. They said at least 2 terrorists are believed to be trapped in the area. Meanwhile, the internet services have been snapped in the encounter area and elsewhere in the district as a precautionary measure. The situation in the area has been reported to be tense. Further details are awaited. And joining us now from Srinagar on the phone line is our correspondent Salman Qazi. Salman, good morning to you. Well, bad news coming in there from Shopia. We believe that an encounter is underway. We do have a few details. What more information can you provide?
There was an encounter in Beg Mohalla, which is in the main town of Shopian. There were some militants who were hiding, and there was an intelligence-based operation, and which resulted in the encounter. There has been firing going on, and according to the latest reports, so these are not confirmed officially. 2 militants, including the foreign militant, have been killed in this encounter. But right now, we have not got any official confirmation, but this is what has been reported from the ground by our reporters.
Right, so the encounter is still underway, Salman, and we also have news that the situation in the area is rather tense. Could you elaborate further?
Yeah, obviously the encounter is taking place in a very built-up area. It's in the town, and there are always attempts to disrupt these kinds of encounters. So it's a natural and inevitable consequence that there's a tension when there's a exchange of fire going on between militants and the security forces. There are usual practices that happen. The internet has been stopped. This is a usual standard practice that's now being done. In any district where the encounter takes place, the mobile internet is switched off so that propaganda and other things can be prevented.
Right, Salman. Well, we'll have to leave it at that for now. Thank you very much for joining us and for filling us in with those details. Meanwhile, in other news, the 20th anniversary of Kargil Vijay Diwas was celebrated across the country yesterday. The day marks 20 years since India achieved victory in the 1999 Kargil War and forced Pakistan's troops to retreat from our land. To commemorate the victory and memory of our valiant soldiers, 26 July is celebrated every year as Vijay Diwas. President Ramnath Kovind, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh led the nation in paying tributes to our heroes of Kargil, extolling the bravery of our soldiers who were part of the operation. At the Kargil War Memorial in Dras, Army Chief General Bipin Rawat honoured the families of the martyred soldiers. In a stern warning to Pakistan, he said that the world knows that it shelters terrorists. Both houses of Parliament also observed a moment of silence as a symbol of respect to the heroes we lost during the Kargil War. The central theme of this year's celebrations was Remember, Rejoice and Renew. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will visit Mozambique from Sunday to further strengthen defence ties. During the 3-day visit, the Defence Minister will hold talks with the President, Defence Minister, Foreign Minister and Interior Minister of Mozambique. 3 MOUs and agreements will be signed in the fields of exclusive economic zone surveillance, sharing of white shipping information and hydrography. There will also be a ceremony of handing over 2 fast interceptor boats and 44 SUVs from India to Mozambique. And some weather news now. Heavy rainfall in several areas across Mumbai yet again brought in waterlogging, tree collapses and train service disruptions to the city on Friday. The last 2 days of rainfall in Mumbai have caused waterlogging in several parts of the city, including Sion, Matunga, Mahim, Andheri, Malad and Dahisar, which led to traffic snarls at several major junctions. The Central Railway suspended services from Kalyan to Karjat Khopoli as a precautionary measure since very heavy rains in Kurla Thane belt and beyond Kalyan had led to water rushing onto the tracks. Operations at the airport were also affected, with many flights delayed. 17 inbound flights were diverted from Mumbai airport on Friday as the city witnessed heavy downpour. All 17 flights were diverted to nearby airports, while 4 flights had to go around before they could land. The Met Department has forecast heavy rains in several parts of Maharashtra, including Mumbai, and sounded an orange alert for Raigad, Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg districts. US President Donald Trump on Friday vowed substantial retaliation against France for attacks hitting US tech giants, accusing his counterpart Emmanuel Macron of foolishness and issuing a veiled threat to impose tariffs on French wine. Trump voiced his anger in a tweet in response to French plans to tax multinational firms like Google, Apple, Facebook and Amazon. French authorities argued that the firms pay little or no corporate tax in countries where they are not based. The Trump administration has said the tax unfairly targets US tech giants. Meanwhile, France has said it will go ahead with a digital tax. French economy minister said universal taxation of digital activities is a challenge for France. He further added that France wants to reach an agreement within the G7 and the OECD on this. Meanwhile, France will implement its national decisions. With Britain's departure from the European Union due in less than 100 days, it seems the new Prime Minister has a contingency plan at hand. Speculations of early elections started making the rounds after Boris Johnson met with local police officers in Birmingham yesterday, where he talked about his promise to recruit 20,000 more police officers. He also hinted of speaking on other aspects of a packed domestic agenda. Britain's next scheduled election is 3 years away, but signs suggest Johnson may be preparing for a snap poll within weeks or months to break the Brexit impasse that defeated his predecessor Theresa May. She resigned after failing 3 times to get Parliament's backing for a divorce deal with the EU. Refuting such speculations, Boris, however, ruled out calling a general election. He said he believed the British people did not want another vote, but wanted Brexit delivered by the 31st of October.
I can give you an absolute card. The British people voted in 2015, in 2016, in 2017. Why on earth? What they want us to do is deliver on their mandate to come out of the EU on October the 31st. They don't want another electoral event. They don't want a referendum. They don't want a general election. We want to come out of the EU on October the 31st. That is what we're going to do.
Now on to sports news in cricket. Sri Lankan fast bowler Lasith Malinga retired from ODI cricket after the Islanders pulled off an emphatic victory over Bangladesh in the first ODI at Colombo. In his final match, the bowler recorded figures of 3 for 38 in 9.3 overs. He finished his career with a wicket in his final ball. Overall in his career, Malinga played 30 tests in which he picked up 101 wickets and an average of 33.16 and 226 ODIs for Sri Lanka in which he picked up 338 wickets. and an average of 28.94. Malinga has also played 73 T20s in which he recorded 97 wickets and an average of 19.7 and will still be available for selection in the upcoming T20 World Cup next year. And that's all in this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD News and DD India. Stay tuned. Namaskar.
मन की बात। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी भारत की जनता से साझा करेंगे अपने मन की बात रविवार 28 जुलाई सुबह 11 बजे। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के प्रसारण के तुरंत बाद मन की बात का क्षेत्रीय भाषाओं में अनुवाद आकाशवाणी और दूरदर्शन के संबद्ध प्रादेशिक केंद्रों से किया जाएगा। मन की बात के क्षेत्रीय भाषाओं में अनुवाद का पुनः प्रसारण रात 8 बजे आकाशवाणी के सभी प्रादेशिक केंद्रों से किया जाएगा और दूरदर्शन के सभी प्रादेशिक केंद्रों से पुनः प्रसारण रात 10 बजे किया जाएगा। तो याद रखें, रविवार 28 जुलाई सुबह 11 बजे मन की बात।
Lying in the eastern bank of the Hooghly River, this is the city of Kolkata, the capital of the eastern state of West Bengal. Known as the Jewel of the East during the British era,